ready. We ready. We ready for y'all. Oh yeah, it's wartime. It's wartime. Nobody is backing down. It looks like we might have Street Brawl Part 2. Indiana Fever versus...
That energy right there, that's not just hype for a regular season game. That's personal. Because when Indiana takes the floor against Phoenix today, this isn't just basketball. This is unfinished business from one of the ugliest games of the 2024 season. And Stephanie White might be about to make a coaching decision that could cost her team the game before tip-off even happens.
Might be shaking in her boots, y'all. Stephanie White might be shaking in her boots and about to make a bad decision because of her relationship with Alyssa Thomas and DeWanna Bonner. See, unlike you, Stephanie White, people over here not scared of them. Sophie Cunningham is not scared of no damn DeWanna Bonner and Alyssa Thomas, okay? Caitlin Clark is not scared of no DeWanna the Scammer Bonner or Alyssa Thomas and those fake goons over there. And Maisha Debo Hines Allen definitely ain't scared of nobody. I'm scared of her. Let's go, man.
Here's the problem. Stephanie White has a history with two players on that Phoenix roster, Alyssa Thomas and DeWanna Bonner. They played together in Connecticut. They won championships together. And when Bonner suddenly requested that trade from Connecticut to Phoenix back in February, White gave the media a carefully crafted non-answer about not knowing the details. That was a lie. You don't coach someone for 3 years, win a championship together, and then have no idea why they're forcing their way out. Fast forward to the last time these teams met, the Fever came out playing White's system. Slow pace, half-court sets, trying to control tempo. The result? 6 points in the first quarter. 6. With Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell on the floor. That's not a cold shooting night, that's a fundamental coaching failure. And it happened because White was coaching scared, worried about what her former teammates would do if Indiana played fast.
Team came out listening to Stephanie White, and it was absolutely horrific to start the game. Last time you played them, 19-6, you scored 6 whole points in the first quarter with Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell. Your ass ought to be fired. You ought to be fired. Caitlin Clark showing up, saving you game after game after game after game. Stay out of the way. See, Stephanie White is afraid of Alyssa Thomas and DeWanna Bonner. DeWanna Bonner got info on Stephanie White. She promised something to DeWanna Bonner. Y'all remember Stephanie White never really gave us the real info on what happened with DeWanna Bonner. She tried to act like she didn't know anything. That was a damn lie. That was a damn lie. Straight up and down.
Now look at what happened when Clark finally said forget the game plan and just started playing her game. The Fever went on a run. Phoenix couldn't keep up, because here's the reality that White needs to accept. DeWanna Bonner is 37 years old. She's averaging 9.4 points per game this season, down from 15.2 just 2 years ago. Her lateral quickness is gone, her stamina is gone. She cannot run with a 22-year-old Caitlin Clark for 40 minutes. But White keeps calling plays designed to slow the game down. She yells, move it, move it, move it at Clark, the one player on the roster who actually passes. Meanwhile, Kelsey Mitchell takes 18 shots a game with a 19% assist rate, and White says nothing. That's not coaching. That's favoritism mixed with fear of upsetting former teammates.
Stephanie White, if you scared, get the hell out the way. Get out the way. And I don't need you yelling at Caitlin Clark, move it, move it, move it, move it. She the only one on the team that pass all the time anyway. What are you yelling at her for? Yell that to Kelsey Mitchell. How about you? Yell to Kelsey Mitchell to pass the ball. Don't yell to Caitlin Clark to pass the ball. Respectfully. Respectfully. Don't do that. Don't do that. Caitlin Clark, next time you yell, move it, Caitlin Clark, throw a no-look pass and hit her in the forehead on accident. Hit her in the forehead on accident next time she yell, move it. Oops. That's the first thing. Stephanie White getting out of the way. The second thing, this team can't run with us. When Caitlin Clark decided, forget all of that other stuff, we about to play fast. We about to play furious. They can't keep up. Pedal to the metal. Let's go. Caitlin Clark.
The game plan should be simple. Phoenix ranks 11th in the league in pace. They want to play slow, grind it out in the half court. Let Alyssa Thomas control everything. That plays directly into their strengths. Thomas averages 9.2 assists per game because Phoenix's entire offense runs through her at the elbow. She's the point center, making every read. controlling every possession. So what does Indiana need to do? The exact opposite. Push tempo relentlessly. Get out in transition before Phoenix can set their defense. Make Bonner and Brittany Griner run the floor over and over until their legs give out. This isn't complicated basketball theory. This is basic strategy. Impose your pace on a team that can't match it. But here's where it gets tricky. The officials are going to call this game tight. After that fourth quarter in the last matchup took 25 minutes of real time because of all the stoppages and confrontations, the league office made it clear. Keep this game under control, which means ticky-tack fouls are coming. Hand checks will be called. Any physicality will draw a whistle immediately.
Phoenix Mercury couldn't keep up. I told y'all, DeWanna Bonner, her joints and ankles and knees, they aching and old. She can't run up and down with no Caitlin Clark. That girl, she be sucking for wind. She can't run with no Caitlin Clark. Indiana Fever need to play Caitlin Clark style, that breakneck speed, pushing the tempo, that running gun style. And if they play that, they will beat this team. The Phoenix Mercury don't got enough firepower to beat them. They don't have enough offense. Natasha Mack, Lexi Held, like, come on. They don't got enough. It is what it is.
Indiana has to use that to their advantage. Clark needs to attack the basket early and often, not settle for threes, not pull up from 30 feet, drive into the paint, and force contact. Because if the refs are calling everything, make them call fouls on Phoenix's best players. Get Griner in foul trouble. Get Thomas on the bench. Suddenly that depth advantage Phoenix thinks they have disappears. On defense, it's the opposite problem. Aaliyah Boston already picks up cheap fouls like she's collecting trading cards. She's averaging 3.1 fouls per game while only playing 28 minutes. That's unsustainable. She needs to show her hands on every defensive possession, move her feet, and stop reaching. Because if Boston picks up 2 fouls in the first 5 minutes, Indiana's entire defensive scheme collapses.
Outside of the big three, who else is going to join the party? Monique Billings showed up and joined the party and replaced Aaliyah Boston last game. Monique Billings had a 10 rebound double-double. She showed up to the party. We know Sophie Cunningham has been showing up to the party. She was off last game, but prior to that, Sophie Cunningham been getting you double digits. She had a 20-some point game a few games ago. Somebody outside of the Indiana Fever big three is going to have to show up to the party offensively.
The X factor is going to be who steps up as the fourth scorer. Clark, Mitchell, and Boston will get theirs. They always do. But Phoenix has been getting contributions from unexpected places. Natasha Cloud is shooting 38% from 3 over her last 10 games. Sophie Cunningham dropped 22 points on Indiana last month. Kalia Copper is averaging 16.4 points per game since the Olympic break. Indiana needs someone to match that. Monique Billings had that 14-10 rebound performance last game, stepping up when Boston got in foul trouble. Can she do it again? Can Erica Wheeler give them 8-10 efficient points off the bench? Because if it's just the big three, Phoenix has enough firepower to keep pace.
It's to dictate the tempo and the pace of the game. Alyssa Thomas, you got to force her to do one thing. Either you're going to score or you're going to assist. You can't allow her to get points and assists and rebounds. Like, no, you got to cut something off. Force her to be a scorer or force her to just play make. One of the two. But you can't let her do everything. Man. I think the Indiana Fever should be able to handle this team. The Phoenix Mercury, they're bad. But we've watched the Indiana Fever struggle with bad teams. I don't think this is a great Indiana Fever team. But I feel like teams like the Phoenix Mercury are the teams that they can beat up on in this league, like the Mercury, the Storm, the Sun. The teams that are no good, the Indiana Fever will beat. But when it comes to the better teams, I don't really think the Indiana Fever are ready to compete. Get down in the comments. Let me know what y'all think.
Here's what this game really comes down to. Indiana is 6-4 over their last 10 games. Solid, but not dominant. They're beating the teams they should beat, like the Dallas Wings and the Washington Mystics. But against playoff competition, they're inconsistent. They lost to Minnesota by 15. They needed a fourth quarter comeback to beat Atlanta. Phoenix is 4-6 in their last 10, but those 4 wins came against playoff teams. They beat Seattle, they beat Connecticut. They know how to win the games that matter. The problem is they also lose games they should win, like that 20-point blowout against Los Angeles. So this becomes a test of identity for Indiana. Can they impose their will on a veteran team that's been to the finals? Can White put aside her personal relationships and coach to win? Can Clark take over a game when Phoenix inevitably makes their run? The answer to those questions determines whether Indiana is a legitimate playoff threat or just a team that's going to get bounced in the first round. Because if they can't beat a Phoenix team that's barely above +500, what are they going to do against Las Vegas or New York in a playoff series? This isn't just about getting a win, it's about making a statement. It's about Clark proving she can dominate in a hostile environment against a team that's going to be physical with her from the opening tip. It's about White proving she can outcoach a team that knows all her tendencies. And it's about the Fever proving they're not just Caitlin Clark and a bunch of role players. They're a team that can compete when it matters. So when that ball goes up at 7 p.m. Eastern, watch how Indiana comes out. If they're running, pushing pace, attacking the basket, then White got the message. But if they're walking the ball up, running set plays, trying to control tempo, then Phoenix is going to win this game, and Indiana's going to have serious questions to answer about whether they have the coaching to match their talent. Drop a comment and let me know who you think wins this game and why. And if you're not subscribed, hit that button because we're covering every Fever game down the stretch. This playoff race is about to get wild.